So I was thinking we could take the shortcut up this hill. I stared apprehensively at the steep dirt path on the side of the hill my hinge date had just suggested we climb to watch the sunset, mentally assessed the least embarrassing option, seeming too scared of a challenge to take his shortcut, or tripping in front of him while climbing the rocky path, risking scrapes to both my knees and my pride. Yeah, okay, we can try it. I ignored the tipsy feeling from the drinks we'd had by the lake and the fact I hadn't yet eaten. They paled in comparison to my main concern, which had only alluded to him before as my adversity story, but I wasn't ready to reveal that as an excuse. I took a breath as we approached the incline and we started to climb. Okay, this isn't so bad. I think I can do this. My internal monologue encouraged me between giggles and determined footsteps. I can do this. I can do hard things when I decide I can. With my adversity story, lots of things were harder for me, but I'd spent my life pushing through and covering that up, so I wasn't about to let some hill in a park be my downfall. I sighed in relief as we made it up, secretly thrilled to ignore my adversity story's existence yet again, and tried to catch my breath as we started up to the top of the hill. Seconds later, I stopped focusing on my date's words as I slowed down, trying to take in enough air to combat the hot, dizzy feeling, familiar from prior times I'd fainted in public. Do you want to sit down for a bit? He'd clearly noticed something was off, and I nodded as he quickly set up our picnic blanket on the beaten-down grass and pebbles on the side of the path. My heart raced as I debated how to excuse the situation, why we were suddenly sat on a section of ground clearly not meant for it, and how taking the long way would have been far less embarrassing than near fainting. It raced harder as I said, I think I'll tell you how my adversity story impacts my life after all. I was born with central core disease, or CCD, a rare neuromuscular disorder causing persistent weakness in the muscles used for movement. You might have seen the meme, or remember from science class, that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It converts food into energy, so we can convert energy into strength. But with CCD, your own mitochondria is depleted, so the meme hits a little different. Although my case is considered mild, you probably wouldn't notice anything about me as different until I try to open a heavy door, or get up from sitting on the ground, or walk up a flight of stairs, or if you're trying to date me, a hill. In reality, it results in me having about 33% of the strength of the average person. No, not 33% less strength, just 33% strength. If I were a video game character, the figurative health bar above my head is at a persistent and somewhat concerning disadvantage. Having an invisible physical disability has always felt like a weird gray area. There are so many things I can do. I finished high school in 4 years, I used to work in downtown Toronto with a commute on the GO train and subway, and I drive myself to family and friend gatherings, which nobody thinks twice about because everyone else does that too. But people wouldn't know my high school administration planned for me to finish in 5 years, and I had to push through my own 4-year plan. Or that the first question from my family after their congratulations on that job was whether I could handle standing during the commute for over an hour each way. Or that there was ever a time I was scared I wouldn't be able to drive, because it was hard to move the steering wheel fast enough to make safe turns at intersections. And I understand why most people wouldn't think of any of that, because some of my own friends and family don't realize that if I'm late to a gathering, I was slowed down by daily fatigue and body pain. It was easy to resent the impact my disability has had on my life. It's affected me every day since birth, but this is the first time, 32 years later, I've ever talked about it publicly. I couldn't deal with the idea of people knowing and having them see it as a weakness when I just wanted to be seen as normal. A couple months ago, I was streaming a show with that hinge date now turned boyfriend, and I heard the line, "There is no normal. There's just us and what we do with what we've been given." And it got me thinking. My muscles may be weaker, but having to always work harder at everything made my resilience and determination stronger. My strength may be at 33%, but I live 100% of my life. My mitochondria may be depleted, but I'm my own powerhouse. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines powerhouse as one having great drive, energy, or ability. If you ask me, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.